on how to be intentional with your spending. Good morning, Rachel. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Hey, what are a couple good ways you know about to get the most out of this tax-free weekend here in Oklahoma?
Yes, well, number one is always going to be to have a budget. So you want a plan for your money. So you want to look at your entire household budget and figure out, okay, how much money do we have to spend on going back to school? And this is going to include clothes, shoes, backpacks, school supplies, school fees, sports fees, band fees. I mean, everything that is happening in August and September. You want to list out, put dollar amounts next to each of those categories. And the goal is to say, okay, here's how much money we have to spend on back to school minus all of those categories equals zero. So every dollar that you have set aside for back to school shopping is assigned to a specific category within that. And that just really helps you be intentional and stay on course.
How do you get your kids involved? Is it kind of like asking them what would they like to spend more on and maybe a little less on? How do you incorporate it where they feel like they're part of the process and learning how to live within a budget?
Yeah, I love bringing kids in because I think bringing kids into any part of money in your life is really important so they understand how money works. But school supply shopping specifically is a great one because they're very invested. They have an opinion on what's going on. And so you want to make it age appropriate. Obviously, what you tell your kindergartner is different than your 15-year-old, but bring them with you and to say, hey, we're going to make a list before. Here's the dollar amount we have to spend. And then as you go down the aisle to say, okay, here's what we have to spend on school supplies specifically. So we could get this pack of pencils that's $15.99 or this pack that's $3.99. And then we save money there and we can put that extra money towards something else. And so you just teach them how to shop within their means. And they also learn boundaries and limits because as the parent, you're probably going to say no quite a few times on the shopping experience, which is great. They're starting to learn that money is finite. You only have a certain amount to spend.
Yeah, Rachel, does the tax-free weekend apply to all goods, or if not, what all specifically does it apply to here in Oklahoma?
Yes, well, I think specifically within Oklahoma, it's clothing, it's shoes, and specific school supplies. So I would do your research and make sure because also there might be a limit that up to $100 is tax-free. Beyond that, may not be. And so again, do a little bit of your research, but from what I found, that's what I've seen in Oklahoma. Every state is different though. And again, don't be in the mindset that, oh, it's a good deal so we can go spend a bunch of money because really saving on taxes out of $100 isn't a ton of money. It's some, which is great to take advantage of, but it's not going to be a game changer.
All right. And we know that your dad is financial guru Dave Ramsey. Did he ever tell you no? I mean, or did you sucker him into like, come on, Dad, help me out here?
All the time. It still does.
He still does. Oh, well, Rachel, great tips for our viewers here in Oklahoma. Thanks so much for all you do helping folks all around the country. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.